acknowledge the strong efforts of the Department of Health, Department of Foreign Affairs, the National Task Force Against COVID-19, and other institutional partners for ensuring a steady supply of vaccine in this country. Amidst the threat of variants, you attended to prompt and safe and effective delivery, distribution, administration of the vaccines across the country. Let us work together to put an end to this disease and its harmful effects to our people and the economy for nearly 2 years now. Rest assured that this administration is committed to securing safe and effective vaccines for all Filipinos. On this note, I appeal to all our kababayans to cooperate and do their part to help overcome this pandemic. The government cannot do this alone, and we need your active participation by getting vaccinated and strictly following the minimum health standards. Let us celebrate all our meaningful victories against COVID-19 pandemic. We're willing to do our battle against the virus. Let us continue to be safe and in good health. Again, in behalf of a grateful Filipino nation, thank you to the Russian government. Mabuhay ang Russia at ang Pilipino. Salamat po.
Farewell face shields. Manila residents are no longer required to wear face shields, and the rest of the capital region might follow suit. The OCTA Research Group says daily COVID-19 cases in NCR may drop to less than 200 by the end of the month. President Duterte personally receives 2.8 million Sputnik V shots procured by the government. Several government officials are eyeing to implement a no vaccine, no ayuda scheme. But some people ask, wouldn't that be anti-poor? And Wonder Woman Gal Gadot is transforming from a hero to a villain in her latest project. Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Face shields may soon be a thing of the past, with Metro Manila mayors urging the IATF to drop its mandatory use. But Manila City is an early bird, already scrapping the face shield requirement ahead of any directive from the IATF. Shyla Francisco with the story.
Face shield days may soon be over for good. From its mandatory usage in enclosed areas like malls, Metro Manila mayors want to do away with face shields anywhere, except in critical areas like hospitals and public transportation. This as vaccination rate is high and COVID cases decline.
Hindi naman biro ang gastos ng face shield. Tatapo mo yan pagkagamit mo eh. Pagkasunduan na lang ng Metro Manila mayors na talagang tanggalin na ito dahil meron ka namang protection, may mask ka naman eh. It's just an added one. Make it just a personal choice.
That position, though, has yet to get IATF approval. But one NCR mayor already went a step further, scrapping the mandatory requirement on Monday via an executive order.
I'm calling all establishment, malls and business establishment and the directors and the enforcement unit are already informed. Please help us inform everyone to cooperate.
But the palace said Manila's EO is null and void. Never mind that Iloilo City had already done the same last November 4 and Davao City on November 2.
Null and void po siya for being in violation of an existing executive policy decreed by the President himself. No? in the exercise of police powers.
But Manila Mayor Isko Moreno told the palace that he won't take back his order.
As far as the local government code is concerned, it is within the power of the local chief executive under Section 16, the General Welfare Clause. His opinion is as good as mine.
Manila residents are more than okay with the new directive.
Pero kung hindi na talaga nila kailangan, katulad ng mga mall, hindi na kailangan ng face shield, talagang hindi na kami magtitinda. Ibibigay ko na lang ng libre. Kasi napagkakitaan ko na rin naman na yan.
Hassle naman to, hindi naman ginagamit, lagi naman nakalagay sa ulo.
Pabor para ano po, kasi ako katulad sa akin na may hika, hindi po kasi ako makahinga, kaya pabor po sa akin.
But the health department is appealing to mayors, wait first for official policy.
We urge all local governments to just hold their executive orders or their issuances so that we can all be uniform in our implementation.
The IATF will discuss the matter on Thursday. Until then, it urges the public to keep wearing face shields. Shaila Francisco, We Are One News.
But contrary to Malacanang's claim, Interior Secretary Ed Año said local executive orders ditching the face shield requirement are not null and void. The official pointed out that the local government code empowers LGUs to enact ordinances to provide services to protect their people. Año also said he would not take such orders against LGUs already deemed low risk for COVID-19, but he said it would be better to formalize the new policy through a resolution from the national government.
Itatay up natin siya sa level ng risk sa isang area. Pangalawa, sa vaccination rate. Which is dito, like Metro Manila, qualified na siya alert level 2, 87% ang vaccination, tapos low cases. So it can be considered, no? So, pero maganda, ipo-formalize natin yan through IATF resolution. Meron siya mga exemption, no? Like kunyari, hospital, yung vaccination site. Yung mga tinatawag na mga risk areas, kailangan, ano pa rin yan, suot pa rin yung face shield.
Pero sa transportation, goods, trend.
Well, sa transportation, titingnan natin yung study ng ating technical working group, no? Depende sa, kung halimbawa, jeepney, open air, okay naman yan, no? Kung air condition, that's another thing.
Meanwhile, health experts have mixed opinions on the face shield requirement. NTF Special Advisor Ted Herbosa says he prefers having the face shields as a third level of protection. He pointed out that at the peak of the surge, the Philippines just stuck with its face mask and face shield requirement, while other countries went with double mask policies. And in the end, Herbosa said those other countries had worse Delta surges than the Philippines did.
If you ask me as a physician, I am more comfortable with the 3 levels of protection than with 2. Kasi yung 2 na sinasabi ko is just the face mask and the vaccine. Di ba? But if we had a third layer, then it's actually more protection. All hospitals and all areas put it on as an additional protection. So our theory is that if it works in the hospital, it should work in a public place where there is a high level of transmission.
Meanwhile, former NTF advisor Tony Liachon said face shields should just be made optional, especially in open spaces. Liachon said there's lackluster scientific proof for the effectivity of face shields in preventing virus transmission, and he likened the use of face shields to taking vitamins.
But people would like to take it to believe that it can protect you. Pero wala kang makikita dyan that it can improve anything, scientifically. But you continue to take it. Maliliit na pag-aaral, pero tinanungan nakalagay po sa FDA pagka commercial po kayo ng mga vitamins. Biglang may lalabas, mga 3 seconds lang. No therapeutic claims. Ganito rin na nangyayari sa face shield natin. Kasi kung dapat sana nagrekomenda ang CDC, ang CDC at saka World Health Organization, masinsin yan sa pagbibigay ng guidelines to protect people. Hindi nila nire-recommenda. In the hierarchy of things to protect us, hindi siya importante.
The OCTA Research Group says Metro Manila may record less than 200 new daily cases of COVID-19 by the end of the month. According to OCTA's Professor Guido David, The current 7-day average has been steadily declining, with only 385 average cases recorded last week. This is the lowest recorded average daily cases since February 13 of this year, and OCTA projects that this decline will continue throughout November. But even with this decrease in cases, NCR is still the area with most new COVID-19 cases based on DOH data. It is followed by the provinces of Negros Oriental, Nueva Vizcaya, Cagayan, and Negros Oriental. President Duterte personally welcomed over 2.8 million government-procured Sputnik V shots last night. In his speech, the president thanked Russia for the delivery. He added that this is a testament to the, quote, strong support of the international community in this fight against COVID-19. He also lauded various government agencies for their part in this delivery and appealed to the public to do their part by getting vaccinated and observing minimum health standards.
I appeal to all our kababayans to cooperate and do their part to help overcome this pandemic. The government cannot do this alone, and we need your active participation.
The palace says the 4Ps law needs to be amended first if officials are planning to implement the controversial no vaccine, no subsidy scheme. But for the Interior Department, an executive order from the president will suffice. Greg Gregorio with the story.
Angelita has been selling taho for 3 years now. Angelita and her family are also beneficiaries of the government's Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program or 4Ps.
Napakahalaga po talaga kasi katulad niyan yung mga projects sa school, mga pangangailangan ng mga bata, napakalaking tulong po.
Interior Department data shows that there are 4.4 million households, or about 19 to 20 million Filipinos like Angelita, who are beneficiaries of 4Ps. But out of this number, only 12% of recipients are vaccinated against COVID-19. With this, the DILG is now proposing to make vaccination a condition for beneficiaries to receive their cash grants.
The subsidy grant of 750 per month, which is called the Health and Nutrition Grant. Yung amount na yun, 750, ma-withhold yun hanggat hindi pa siya nagpapabakuna.
The DILG says an executive order from the president will be enough for the policy to be implemented. This is despite pushback from lawmakers. Vaccine Czar Carlito Galvez Jr. also supports this.
Sa 4Ps po, pwede naman natin i-delay yan. Hindi naman natin ito forfeit. Hanggang once na nabakunahan siya, bibigay po natin sa kanya yan.
But the palace says an amendment of the law is needed for this to be implemented.
Balidong dahilan na i-require ang vaccination kapalit ng pagtatanggap po ng 4P benefits. Pero yun lang po ang aking tingin dito, baka kinakailangan po magkaroon ng amendment sa ating batas.
The Social Welfare Department also said that vaccination is not part of the conditions for 4Ps according to the Republic Act 11310. The Health Department also notes that there must be legal basis for the policy to be imposed.
We do not want to violate also any rights of a specific individual in terms of receiving their benefits coming from government.
Rather than making it mandatory, MMDA Chairman Benher Abelos proposes to incentivize vaccination instead. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
NTF spokesperson Restituto Padilla sees no issue with the proposal to require vaccination among the recipients of the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program or 4Ps. On 1PH sa totoo lang, Padilla said IATF officials are currently studying the proposed no vaccine, no subsidy policy. But in his personal opinion, Padilla believes it's just fair to implement such a policy, noting that provision of subsidies under the program is conditional. He explains that the basis for the cash transfer is the assurance that recipients will use the assistance to protect their health, something that vaccination can provide. And Padilla also believes that many of 4P's beneficiaries have low vaccine confidence and that such a measure will help them become more accepting of the COVID-19 shot. The NTF official also believes that the proposal to require vaccination among 4P's beneficiaries isn't anti-poor as claimed by critics.
Ang dapat po nating isipin is may public health emergency tayo. Ang pinakalugi at pinakakawawa pag nagkakasakit, yung mahirap. So kung sila ay napoproteksyonan, mas nakakapacitate sila na magpatuloy na magtrabaho at maging productive at masuportahan yung kanilang mga mahal sa buhay. So mas mahirap yung nagkakasakit sila, tumataas tuloy at dumadami ang suliraning hinaharap nila maliban na lang dun sa kanilang mga primary concerns.
Gal Gadot is set to become the newest evil queen in a Snow White remake. But before that, she returns as an art thief pursued by the unlikely duo of an FBI agent and a criminal rival in Netflix's Red Notice. MJ Marfori with the details.
Hello, boys.
Wonder Woman is now the Bishop.
Wow.
Gal Gadot returns in action comedy heist film Red Notice. She plays the Bishop, the most wanted art thief in the world. She's the subject of hunt by the unlikely duo of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Ryan Reynolds.
I had an opportunity to play something that I usually don't get to do much. Yeah. She's more cheeky, she's more villainy, more femme fatale.
The film is reported to be the biggest budgeted Netflix film ever. And we gotta catch up with Gal on the film's Hollywood red carpet premiere.
How is it going back to the premieres after 2 years?
It was amazing. It was amazing. And such a huge red carpet. It felt like we're slowly getting back to normality. Super compliment.
But this chat will not be complete if we did not brush about her latest project. Gal takes on the iconic role of the evil queen in the live adaptation of Disney's Snow White.
I'm simply attracted to female characters that are strong and complex and multi-layered.
The highly anticipated film's production begins next year. For now, she's got her hands full promoting Red Notice, which drops on Netflix on November 12th. For News 5, MJ Marfori, we are One News.
Here are the stories to watch out for later today. The PSA is set to announce the country's third quarter GDP. Cinemas in Metro Manila prepare for their reopening tomorrow. And the MMDA opens a new Pasig River ferry station in Calawaan, Pasig City. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.